Good evening, this is Julio Perez, and I'm going to talk about both job postings, the government analyst 1 position and the senior management 2 analyst position. First off, I want to start by saying that both job postings, believe it or not, are pretty good. The only difference is the first one, the government analyst position, has the economy of words. They do tell you where you're coming. You're going to be working out of the Bureau of General Services office, as opposed to the other one, which is the Inspector General's office. But one tells you more than the other. For example, the management section tells you more about your abilities, your duties, knowledge, skills, educational requirement, even certification. They get into a little bit more detail into having to meet certain accounting standards and stuff like that. While the first one, you know you're going to be involved in procurement, and they'll have the requirements and qualifications, but that's basically it. What do you really know much about the organization? The answer is going to be no. Yeah, those things you're going to have to find out along the way. But do they provide enough information on both of them? The answer is yes. Just one has the economy of words as opposed to the other one. If I were to make any kind of improvement on the first one, it would be maybe you want to add a little bit more detail into the abilities, the knowledge, the skills, the duties. That way you know what you're getting into, as opposed to that generic, the standard job announcement. That would be it. And as far as the organization itself, you're going to find out about it when you actually go to the interview or when you start going online to do some research on it. But for the most part, they're both good, just one has more than the other. And you pretty much know what you're going to get yourself into with the organization. Now, for the second part, when you talk about the questions that you get asked in an interview, boy, there's a couple of them, but one that tends to stump people is the one where, tell me a little bit about yourself. The thing is this, we're all great talkers when we're friends, but when it comes time to sit down and assess ourselves in front of a board of 2 or 3 people, and you have to present yourself in a professional way, for some reason we become tongue-tied. It's a legal question. It's one that if you don't take time to prepare, you could end up falling apart right on that very first question. And not to add another one, there's only one question, but another question that tends to stump people is, tell me one of your weaknesses. It's also a legal question. It tends to throw people off because, let's face it, we don't want to say something negative, but you have to. But the key is, you don't want to say, well, I'm a procrastinator. Because if you leave yourself open as a procrastinator, that means they're going to have to be on top of you. You want to offer a solution that, okay, every now and then you fall behind, but you pick yourself up. You want to show a positive. Those two always stump people. Thank you.